Okay, Jacqui.
Thanks, Green. One more on the Trump hat. What did the president do with it? Did he keep it?
I have no idea.
Is he like saving it for a Christmas present for his least favorite staffer or something?
Oh, wow.
I'm
Well, you've thought about that one. Least favorite staffer.
Did he walk
I don't know.
out
Maybe
with
it's on my desk right now. I don't know.
Okay, on a heavier note, about the economy. There's a new analysis by the Republicans who are on the Congressional Joint Economic Committee. They looked at 7 battleground states, and according to their analysis, the average household is paying for the same basket of goods and services on average about $1,000 more per month compared to January of 2021. And the numbers are pretty stark in places like Nevada and Arizona. It's almost $1,200 a month. Georgia, it's $1,075 a month. North Carolina, $1,017. Has President Biden's policies positioned the vice president poorly in these states to win this election?
So I'm not going to get into the election. I'm not going to get into her path to victory and what it does for, it's just not something that I'm going to speak to from here. What I can speak to is where we are now. Inflation, core inflation has gone down. That is important to note because of the work that they've been able to do. You see gas prices going down almost 50%. That's important. You see wages are rising faster than prices are. Nearly 16 million jobs created. And what I will say, so we have done the work to see progress in fighting inflation and lowering costs. But we do understand, we're not, I hear the numbers that you're telling me, we do understand that there is more work to be done. There's more work to be done. And that's why we're going to do what we can to lower cost by investing in record energy production, for example, building 3 million new homes, capping prescription drugs, cutting taxes for the middle class. Middle class is a president that talks about building an economy from the bottom up, the middle out, and not leaving anybody behind. And we have to talk about what congressional Republicans are trying to do. Raise costs by nearly $4,000 for the middle class. That's what they're doing. They want to cut Social Security and Medicare while giving breaks to billionaires and corporations. That is such an unpopular thing to do, and they continue to want to push that forward. They won't stop talking about it. They want to, no.
We went through all of that.
Yes, we did. We went in the midterms. We went through all of it. We saw flyers and plans from leaders of the Senate Senate Republicans. We saw that. We saw the back and forth with the president at two State of the Unions where certainly he pushed back on that and made them say that's not what they wanted to do, but that's what they were saying they wanted to do. They wanted to cut Social Security and Medicare. They've been very clear. This is not just the last 3.5 years. This has been for some time now. And they want to get rid of the Inflation Reduction Act that none of them, by the way, voted for, that beats Big Pharma. They want to get rid of that. That's going to lower cost for Americans. We're talking about important drugs, cancer drugs, diabetes. We're talking about capping insulin at $35 a month for seniors that pay more than $400 a month.
You had Landgrainer say that we've turned the page on inflation, but American families aren't feeling that to the point where the vice president didn't even directly answer the question in the debate. Do you believe that Americans feel they're better off than 4 years ago?
Look, we have made progress in fighting inflation. That is something that we have seen from the numbers, from the data. That is a true, in truth, right? I believe the VP highlighted on how we are better off, on how off now, as well as her plans to build on that progress. That is something that she talked about. How are we going to build on that progress? And you know, I said this moments ago. We can't forget what this administration inherited. An economy that was in a tailspin. That's what we inherited. It was paralyzed because the former president did nothing during one of the once-in-a-century pandemic. He did nothing. Donald Trump did nothing. We took action and now our economy is stronger than ever. We're out competing China. That's something that we did. Let's not forget when we took over, violent crime we saw violent crime, murder at its highest. in the former president's last year. And now it's at a 50-year low because of the work that we did. And it started with the American Rescue Plan. Again, no Republicans voted for it. They didn't want to vote for something that had money for local communities, local police enforcement to actually have the funding they needed to get more police officers. They didn't vote it.
Just say yes to that question.
You're going to have to speak directly to her team. What I saw is she laid out how to build on the progress that we've made. That's what we saw. That's what she's talking about. That's what she talks about. Building on the progress that we have made. We had to fix what the Trump administration did.